So my name is Romy and I am one of the senior writers at Film Focus Online. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know we don't have too much time, so I've come up with some lovely questions for you about your new film, River of Blood. I actually loved this one. I like Howard J. Ford, but this one I think is my favourite if he ever watches this.
Okay, good to know.
It's yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting really when I started it. So your character, you play somebody called AJ, who wasn't my favourite. I've got to admit, he wasn't my favourite character when I started watching. He's a bit of an ass, but he then has a wonderful character arc and becomes kind of like the hero, really, of the whole film. So what I'm going to say is, what really drew you to this character? What drew you to the role? And can you give us an insight in how you approached his backstory, his character? Do you resonate with him? And yeah, any insights from the actor's perspective on building that character?
Yeah, sure. Look, and thank you for having me. And it's wonderful to come and talk about movies and people like yourself. So thank you for doing this and running your channel. And here we are. So yeah, you're right. I think when I first read the script, you look at AJ and you think, yeah, this guy isn't very nice. And as you're turning the pages, but then all of a sudden, it's always wonderful when you have like a redemptive arc within a character. It really gives you somewhere to go, which means at the start you can really turn up the kind of the not so nice kind of elements of his character, because later there's going to be a payoff, especially in this one, without giving too many spoilers. There's a lot of physical action later, and I think characters often, I think like us, in real life, we're not often tested until we're put into a circumstance where the stakes are really high, kind of life or death kind of stuff, and then you see people's true kind of colors come through. So hopefully people that watch, just like yourself, can see what I was going for, and hopefully it has made me a kind of semi-hero by the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your character, he goes through it. He goes through a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I times where I felt bad for him, and other times I was kind of like, yeah, kind of wanted him to get punched a little bit. It's great because the boys have this, the two, well, male leads have a great tension between them, which, yeah, it kind of lasts all the way through. But like you said, having that wonderful arc of redemption really keeps you invested because, yeah, all characters get into some very sticky situations. Definitely not one I want to be in any way, shape, or form. So was the role very physically demanding for you? Was it a lot of fight
Yeah,
scenes?
I mean, for sure. You're in the Thai jungle. It's very hot. There are bugs everywhere. There are creatures everywhere. But it was, coming from England, as you know, it was still a dream the whole time. It's a pinch me moment. You're in the jungle filming. So there's all that physical kind of challenge to it. But at the same time, you think this is a once in a lifetime experience. And so I was really, really enjoying every moment. And yeah, there were some physical challenges with lots of the stunts and action. And as you know, but I've always dreamed of it since I was a boy. I used to watch, Tom Cruise up on the big screen. I still do. And I used to think one day I want to give that a go and do that. So when you finally get the chance to do it, you're surrounded by wonderful people, a very hard working Thai crew, fantastic crew, lovely people. So, yeah, look, it was a dream come true. I can't complain about any of it. It was, it was challenging at times, but I wouldn't change it for the world. And you mentioned about, the tension between myself and Richie, played by David Wayman. And, we were just, David and I would just crack, non-stop jokes, behind the scenes and everything else. So wonderful guy to work with. But I'm glad we kind of captured that. You hit the nail on the head there, that kind of tension between us, because he does know something's going on. And I know he knows something's going on and all that kind of thing. So, glad we did a good job there.
Yeah, you can see it and you can feel it when you're watching, and then you do think, is somebody going to betray somebody? Are they actually going to help each other? There's that whole thing of you've got two couples, there's things going on, and when things go wrong, are they going to be there for each other? Are they not? So there's that lovely kind of guessing game going through the film as well, which really keeps you engaged as a viewer. So I really did kind of appreciate that. They're friends, but are they friends?
I think that's
Obviously.
the thing with these characters, right? We've all got those friends and those group of friends. I think with the movies, you get to heighten those characters. So if they're going to be bad, they can be badder. If they're going to cheat, they can cheat more. It's all that kind of thing. So you're stretching the reality and you're stretching the circumstances and the outcomes. So it's a lot of fun to get to explore those sides of yourself that, I've never been a guy like AJ, but it's fun to explore. And I much more enjoy the heroic stuff towards the end than all the earlier stuff he gets up to.
The nice stuff. Yeah, I want to be the hero. I don't want to be
The
that
hero, there we are.
horrible, rude, cheating guy. I don't want to be this guy. But it's nice, like you said, to be able to play both and explore both and really get the acting. You earned it, you know. You got some really
Thank
good moments in there. And yeah, for audiences at home, it's filmed in the Thai jungle, which visually is it's so lovely. How was that? How was I know you mentioned it was very hot and there was lots of bugs around. I can imagine that was a bit distracting, but did it help? You know, it's a very authentic location, so did that really help when it came to character work? And is there any like special or not special memory that you have of like shooting there? Maybe a favorite scene or not favorite scene?
There are a lot of memories, and I was journaling every day.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be that kind of experience, so I was writing down memories and stuff I could reflect on. But yeah, you point the camera in any direction and it looks $1 million, right? You can't recreate that stuff in video. I know AI is getting really good now, but I think the viewer's eye can just tell this is the real deal. And as an actor, you're in those places, and half the acting's done for you.
Mm.
You're looking around, you're hearing sounds of the jungle you've never heard before. And, beneath your feet, you're always checking for like snakes or whatever. So yeah, it does half the job. By the time you're hot and covered in mud and all the fake blood and everything, you just have to kind of go through the motions. But look, we had so much fun. Like I said, the
Mm.
Thai crew, a lot of them came down from Bangkok, and there were some locals, and they would like cook for us lunch and stuff, and wonderful snacks and all kinds of drinks, and it was just the best ever. And yeah, there were some funny moments. There was lots of tourists coming in and out of the jungle sometimes near where we
Oh.
were. Yeah, going to there was like an elephant kind of sanctuary. They're going to visit the elephant sanctuary.
Oh.
And we obviously were in this tent, all of us cast and crew, and I was covered in wounds and blood, and stuff. And they would look at me,
They're all like,
I couldn't resist one day. Like somebody said, like, what happened? I said, it was an elephant. It was an elephant attack, and
oh.
they're all going to see this elephant. It's just stuff like that. But that's what you do on set. You're on location, you fool around.
Yeah.
But no, lots of good memories, lots of jokes. And it's always the scary movies where you have the most laughs, I think, where you're covered in blood and
You
you're
need
getting.
it, don't you?
Yeah,
In
you need
between
it.
those scenes, you need a little bit
Yeah.
of respite, you need a bit of giggles, otherwise it
And
probably get a bit too heavy.
what was nice about it, no matter how sweaty you got or muddy or bloody, there was like these lovely kind of rock pools and stuff. You could just go and jump in at the end of the day, wash down, put your dressing gown on, jump in the minivan back to
Oh,
the villa. So it was, yeah, it was pretty cool.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, you need it because there's that scene where you are literally head to foot covered
Oh,
in mud.
covered. Yeah, yeah. That was for the Predator fans out there.
Yeah, it
So,
was. It's so because I was like, oh my God, it's like Peter from the Hunger Games, completely like blending
oh,
in
okay. Yeah, yeah.
100%. And I was like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like, what's happening? Nobody else is there. And I was like, is he giving in? Is this
Has
him
he
giving
given
in?
up? Is he going to die in the mud? Yeah.
I'm trying to have a lovely mud bath in
That's
Thailand
it.
now. I'm
Yeah.
so done with this
He's
drama.
such a narcissist. He just, what? I'm just going to have a little mud bath. Take care of my
Yeah,
skin. My friend's
exactly.
missing. That's hell with it.
It,
Yeah.
you never know. At that point, he could have been, but yeah, it's a very intense scene. Actually, there was a couple after that where my heart was just like, "What is going to happen?" I'm very scared for everybody. I would love to go back to Thailand, but now I don't want to at the same time. But no,
Yeah.
it sounds like it was a fantastic filming and acting experience. I'm really, really glad about that, especially for something that's a thriller, because I think that could go kind of either way, I think, for people.
Mhm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, is this your third film with Howard J. Ford?
It is. You're right. Yeah. So we did Escape. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. I'm sure you.
Yes,
Oh,
I have seen that one.
okay.
Yes, I enjoyed
Okay.
that one. Yes.
So that's
Um,
where the journey started with Escape, which was a lot of fun. And I'm happy to talk about that another time or any time. And, for all your fans and viewers to go and see that movie, check it out. It's quite underrated. It didn't get kind of pushed as far and as wide as a River of
it's
Blood has.
on it's on Netflix, isn't it? It's on
Don't think
UK
it is.
Netflix.
I don't think it is. Is it? Oh, that's news to me. If it is, that'd be great.
I
I'll
swear
have to
I
have a look
saw
it up.
it.
Maybe it's in a. So it's popping up
Oh,
in places, and we're like, oh, it's there, it's here, it's there, it's everywhere. But so
yeah.
some movies take a good few years to pick up a bit of an audience, then you
Mm.
hear more about it. So that was the first one. Then we went on to River of Blood, and now we've just wrapped up Bone Keeper, which is, yeah, that was quite the well. We were inside the caves of Wales, so very different climate, but it really, I think it's even a notch up on River of Blood. I've got to say,
Oh,
it's
okay. I'm
so if you liked
excited.
River of Blood, we'll have to come back on and talk about Bonekeeper. So much happens in that movie, and we had John Rhys Davis from Lord of the
Mm.
Rings and Indiana Jones. He did a great
Amazing.
job. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun, And yeah, so yeah, 3 movies so far, and I'm sure we're
I
going to work
love
together
that. I
in the
love how he
future.
teased you with like these lovely locations because I remember Escape was it Lanzarote? It was somewhere Canary
Uh,
somewhere
yes,
warm.
it was Canary Island. You're right. I
There
did
it was,
think
the Canary Islands. I knew it was somewhere around there. So you've had the Canary Islands and the Thai jungle, and then he goes, you know what? Wales.
Wales
I'm good.
down. Yeah, I mean, yeah, not as glamorous, but when you see, I saw some of the movie today at the grading suite up in London, and so atmospheric. It's like The Descent
Mm.
down there. It's spooky. It is spooky.
Oh,
So yeah, you're gonna
I
like that one. But
hate that.
yeah, I
I
mean,
don't.
Howard.
The descent is terrifying. So now I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah,
great.
oh wow, you're gonna love this movie then. But no, Howard's a great
Yeah,
guy. Really, really, collaborative, giving, fun, just man person to be around in the first place. Every movie with him is an adventure in itself. So always come back with lots of stories, lots of laughs. He looks after everybody really well. So I think we're gonna,
nice.
collaborate more in the future for sure.
Yeah, well, that was gonna be my question. I was gonna be like, your third film, you must like working with the guy. I know he's paying you, but it must be quite fun to.
Yeah,
It
I
must be
think
fun to work with, to want to
he
keep
is.
collaborating.
He really, really is. I've met a lot of directors over the years and then people and a
Mm,
lot, a lot of talk about what they're going to do. But Howard just goes out there and he does it, and it's
nice.
quite. And there's a lot of people out there that all have an opinion about movie making or movies until you go and attempt one yourself. Edit the thing together, try and get it out to the world.
Hmm.
It's no small feat. So yeah, hats off to anybody that goes and makes a movie. And it's been a lot of fun with Howard, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to come.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for that because, yeah, like I said, I watched these two, and yeah, the next one, I'm kind of sold actually. Um, so, oh God, this is how fast the time goes. I'm like, oh my God, it
I
goes
talk
fast.
about
So
movies all day. I love talking about movies.
I know, same. That's why I love doing things like this. I'm just looking at, okay, with only a couple of minutes left, I was going to be like, oh, I know that you're inspired by Tom Cruise and Stallone and all these people. I'm following in their footsteps. But what I'm going to ask is, because River of Blood is available to watch now, so what excites you most about it, and what do you hope viewers get from it when they watch it? Why should they watch it? Sell it.
I think it's for me, it's a journey movie, and Howard's great with journey movies when the audience wants to be taken away. So a lot of these thrillers and these horrors now, they're set in one room, one location, slow burner type thing. This, you're dropped into the tight jungle straight away, so you feel like you're going on a voyage yourself into an exotic landscape. So the sound design is fantastic, the composition's amazing. So I feel like you're being transported to a place you'd never usually get to go to, and then for the horror fans, all that kind of stuff is thrown into the mix as well. So yeah, it's like when you were growing up, you used to watch the Holiday Channel. Think, well, there's these wonderful places I'd like to go to, and you always get that with a Howard movie. You drop somewhere
Yeah.
exotic, and so that's what I would say.
Not somewhere exotic. He causes a lot of drama.
Yes, hey, that's all you need. Right?
But that's what
That's
I
all.
love. I've always said I like these. I love this backdrop of something beautiful, but then something not so beautiful happening.
Yeah,
And I will say this, I thought it was great action from beginning to end. Like you said, you dropped in, there's no slow burners. You kind of know what you're getting, but I like that. I like it because I can sit down and I can just invest my time and watch it. And there's a gratification when you sometimes get stuff, but then there's also not when something goes completely disarray and you're like, oh my God. So,
oh,
yeah, for
I'm glad
me,
you said that.
yeah, it's a great film. I
Glad you
really,
said that.
really enjoyed it. And that's what makes interviews like this easy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 'cause, some of these movies, these cannibal movies, they get a bit crazy. They get a bit too bloody. I feel like this one.
Yes.
It sounds funny to say, but this is like a family cannibal movie. You could. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not too much. It's not too much. It's just enough. There could have been some more for some of the die-hard horror fans, but it's more of a classy
I
cannibal
love
movie, I'd say.
this. I think that's the best way we can sell it. It's a family cannibal movie. That's
Family
what,
cannibal.
that's where
There
we're
you
going. Oh, well, you know what? Best of luck with any more press that you're doing and more filming. I can't wait to see the next one. And yeah, River of Blood is fantastic. So really well done. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be interviewing you again for the next one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, please do. I'll come back and talk about Bone Keeper, and we've got some other projects too.
Yes,
So yeah, let's do it. Let's stay in touch for sure.
amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I know that you're very busy and I will let you go, but thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.